They were the shining stars of their time, literally. In a dimly lit factory just a decade after the world fell silent at the end of World War I, young women bent over wooden tables, delicately painting tiny numbers onto watch faces. Their work was intricate, their pay unusually good for the era, and their hands glowed in the dark. But behind the shimmering paint and patriotic pride lay a secret more dangerous than anyone could imagine. These so-called Radium Girls weren't just crafting tools for soldiers or fashion accessories for the elite. They were unknowingly sealing their own fates with every careful stroke. Their story begins with hope, sparkles with promise, and then slowly, horrifyingly turns into something else entirely. A haunting tale of betrayal, courage, and the deadly cost of silence. How did a miracle become a curse? And why did it take so many lives before anyone listened? In the early 1920s, in a small factory tucked between the rolling hills and bustling streets of Orange, New Jersey, a group of young women found what seemed like the perfect job. The pay was good, the work was steady, and they were told they were helping win the war. They painted glowing watch dials with radium-laced paint, a substance so new and miraculous it was being called the wonder of the modern world. Their task was delicate. Dip a fine-tipped brush into the luminous paint, shape the bristles with your lips to get the finest point possible, and then carefully trace the numbers on the watch faces. Every day, dozens of times an hour, they put the brushes to their mouths. Management encouraged it. It was the best way to keep the lines sharp and precise. Among them was Grace Fryer, a bright-eyed 21-year-old who dreamed of becoming a nurse. She loved her job at first. Her hands were always covered in a faint shimmer, and she'd laugh as she watched herself glow in the dark. But soon, something strange began happening. Her jaw ached constantly. Her gums bled. Then came the worst part. Her teeth started loosening and falling out. Not just one or two, all of them. At first, doctors thought it was syphilis. Others said it was hysteria. But more girls began showing the same symptoms: jaw pain, fatigue, brittle bones, tumors. Some couldn't walk anymore. One by one, they began dying. It wasn't until a courageous pathologist named Dr. Harrison Martland took notice that the truth began to surface. He discovered that the girls' bodies were radioactive. Radium, once hailed as a miracle, was silently poisoning them from the inside out. Their bones had absorbed the deadly element, mimicking calcium, and now it was eating away at them like a time bomb ticking inside their bodies. But even knowing the truth didn't make things better. The company, United States Radium Corporation, denied all responsibility. They claimed the girls were inventing their illnesses and accused them of seeking attention. Lawyers for the company buried them in paperwork and stalled the cases, hoping the girls would die before justice could be served. Grace, though weakened by the disease, refused to give up. Alongside other sick dial painters like Edna Hussman and Catherine Schaub, she fought tirelessly to expose the truth. It was a David and Goliath battle, one that pitted frail, suffering women against powerful corporations and indifferent courts. Finally, in 1928, public outrage grew too loud to ignore. Newspapers ran headlines about the Radium Girls, and the nation watched as these brave women stood up, not just for themselves, but for every worker who had ever been silenced by greed. Their lawsuit became a landmark case in labor rights and occupational safety. In 1938, the U.S. passed laws requiring safer working conditions and radiation protection standards. The Radium Girls didn't live to see most of those changes, but their legacy did. Their fight changed everything. Today, whenever you see a warning label on chemicals or hear about OSHA regulations protecting workers, remember where it began, with a handful of women who glowed in the dark and dared to speak out when no one else would.